how are you? This is Deb with Four Seasons Crafts. Today or tonight, Happy New Year's Eve, by the way. I'm a little late in getting this video out, but for those of you who are part of the Four Seasons Crafts Card Club, this month's December's Card Club was using the Penguin Place and the punch here. So those are the cards that I want to show you that come in Card Club and how to assemble them. And again, if you're part of Card Club, you would have gotten the PDF with all the instructions. So this is just the video that goes along with it. So let me go ahead and show you the 4 cards we're going to make, or that were part of the kit. So this is the first one here. Here's the second one. The next one is this one here. And then the last one is this one right here. So with Card Club, you get 4 card designs plus a 3D project. And the 3D project was a calendar that you would use the Days to Remember stamp set. It was using this stamp set. So you would need these to make the 3D project. You needed this one. I'm not showing the 3D project today. I'm just showing you the 4 cards. And again, it used Penguin Place. Now, you're going to notice these cards are note card size. So one of the things you got was a pack of and you got basic white. These are very vanilla. I'm all out of basic white now, but it's a 20 pack of cards and envelopes, and they're very nice, sturdy cards. And then you also received a bolt of the ribbon, and this is that really nice, this is called glittered organdy ribbon. So super nice. And then also a quarter pack of the 48 sheets of the gingham, the cottage paper. So lots of leftovers for this particular card kit in your stash that you receive. Plus, of course, all the parts of the extra specialty paper, you actually received all of that as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you guys how to make these cards, and this will be something fun to do, right? I'm a little, it's been kind of crazy here. So I'm going to leave this one kind of right there. So the parts we needed, we need our basic white card, and then some scraps for our penguin there. And then we also needed our cottage paper, and this is going to be for our hat and our scarf, and then also some black for our penguin. And that I already punched out for this one. So we're going to go ahead and start by adhering our piece of cottage paper onto the back. And those of you who did not maybe see this or get it, you actually get 48 sheets of 12 by 12. And then on top of that, it comes with like 11 different colors. And let me show you those 11 colors, because these are the ones that were actually included in the 3D project, which is the calendar. These were the ones that you would have taken and cut down to 4 1/4 by 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then they go on some cardstock that you received as well. So you can see that side, and then of course when you look at the other side, again, so many beautiful just colors and choices. I love this one for fall, or kind of that October month, right? And there were still some other designs as well. These were just the ones that I chose. So of course, anytime you get this, you can easily make changes. Now the other thing we needed was a scalloped circle die. This would you received already cut out along with the piece of basic white. So we're going to go ahead and do some stamping now. And let's get out. Oops, I think I'm going to use some, we need, oops, I left off mint macaron. I think we're going to need that for our snowflakes here. So let me grab that really quickly. And all right, so here we go. All right, so we're going to start by putting our snowflakes and our line here. So we're going to take this nice stamp that kind of creates a hill. You guys could use it for so many other designs as well. And again, we're just going to ink that right up. And then put it right there in the center just to kind of create a nice little background there. We'll clean that off. And then we're going to take our snowflakes. We're using so many different stamps. I'm kind of running out of blocks here. So now we're going to take this and we're just going to tap it in here and then put these on the top and then do a little twisting and get a couple other ones there. Right. So let's clean that off. And now we're going to stamp our greeting, which is lots of thanks. Now for this particular card kit, most of these are thank you. I feel like it's such a great sentiment to use right now because, you've just come out of Christmas and you've received gifts, or maybe you went to some parties and you want to write that thank you note. So this I think is just such a great December kind of kit because we're past, right? We're past the thanks. Oh, they're watching the game. All right, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and stamp that right there in the center. And now we're going to take and assemble. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to punch out our body, our inside body. So you're just going to take your paper and you're going to feed it in. Now, because we're just, stamping this or punching it out without anything on it, we didn't have to be concerned about how we were stamping it. So it's going to fit just like that. So we're going to give him some eyes, a beak, and some feet. All right, so we're going to move this off to the side. And the first thing we're going to put on are his eyeballs here. So we'll stamp those, or we'll ink that up here, and we're going to get it right in between. There we go. It looks a little funny, doesn't it, when it's all kind of all by itself there. And then we're going to go ahead and let's kind of clean that off. We're going to need that one again later for some of our other cards. So now we're going to put our beak, and we're going to go ahead and do this in Mango Melody. I think this is my favorite color, you guys. If you have not, if you're new to watching, I love Mango Melody. All right, we're going to just take up his beak there. We're going to put it right in the middle. Stamp that down. And then we're going to go in and stamp his feet. And there we go. And we're just going to go ahead and put that right toward the bottom. And there you have it. All right, now we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the black. Oops. Here we go. And it's that simple. I think these are so adorable, aren't they? It's just the cutest punch and stamp set, and so many different ways you can use it. Okay, now what we're going to do is the next two pieces we have to fussy cut, but we are going to, so I'm going to move this over. So we're going to go ahead and stamp these out in real red. So we'll move this kind of off to the side for now and kind of finish up our stamping. So we're going to stamp a hat, and you know, we're also going to stamp a scarf, but we're going to be fussy cutting these. So you know what? Save ourselves a little time. Let's do this. Let's go ahead. I just want to show you guys. I'm going to put them both on this stamp at the same time. And then I'm going to go ahead and just stamp them at the same time. And there we have it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and clean that off and move this off to the side. And now we're just going to take our snips here, and we're going to go ahead and cut around these. So again, you can leave that little white border around your scarf and around and we'll just get in there just a little bit. If any of you guys have ever gone to my blog, and you will know fussy cutting is not something I do very often, but I thought this actually was pretty straightforward, not too difficult, pretty straight edges here. And so now most of the time, I'll be really honest with you, best way to fussy cut, you just allow your paper to move and your scissors kind of stay in the same place, and it makes it a little bit easier. So maybe I need to follow my own instructions there and kind of get around it. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's homemade. So make sure you guys don't get too caught up in it trying to be exact. Okay, here we go. All right, so there is our little scarf. Okay, so there we go. There's this, got his scarf done. And now we're going to do the hat. Now let me show you a little trick here with the hat. We're again just going to cut around it, and we'll leave the nice little ball there on top. That's kind of very cute. And it's going to blend into the background too, because the background of our card is white. So again, doesn't have to be perfect. You kind of just want to be as consistent as you can. So all those skills you learned, right, in kindergarten, preschool. All right, so here's the part. We're going to go a little bit over to the side, and then we're just going to kind of go down and cut down a ways and then back up and just kind of grab the edge there. So what you're doing is you're going to give a place for us to be able to actually glue it in the back of our penguin's head, like so. Otherwise, we would have to go way down and it would be difficult. So in this case, you guys can see now, we can easily just put it right there. So we're going to put a dab of glue. The other thing that adhesive that I think would be good here is just a glue dot. You could actually just do a glue dot right there as well. Okay, and we're going to put it so it's a little tilted off to the side there. And now we're going to take a scarf and do the same thing. And again, same thing kind of applies. You could also just use a little bit of a glue dot there to go right over. But you guys can see, I think this adds so much when you kind of dress up your penguin, right? Gives him just a little bit more. Oops, let me get him down a little bit there. And let maybe a little too much glue. There we go, perfect. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and adhere our circle. So this is the second to the largest scallop die, and then this is the second to the largest flat end circle there. Now we're going to take this and we're just going to adhere it, and we're just going to glue it straight down, and then we're going to take our penguin and we are going to put him up on dimensionals. All right, so let me make sure I got the opening correct, and right there. But if you guys think about all the people that maybe you want to thank, whether it's coworkers, or family or friends or people in your church, whatever it might be, this is just such a great way. Make some cards in December. Gives you something to kind of work on, and then you can send those out. You could make them anything too. Like I said, you can make them thinking of you. Whatever you might like. And there we go. We're going to attach him, and there is your first card. All right. So now, and again, you get supplies to make 2 of them. So that is our first card. We're going to move that off to the side. Now we're going to do our second card. You get all the supplies for this one. And so this is going to be the second card we're going to make here. Okay, so we're going to do some stamping, and then we're just going to assemble. Now, a couple things you would have received. You would have received this piece of Tahitian tied, and it was already going to be embossed because it's one of those things that you might not have. But this is the 3D. What did I do with that? Oh, it's right over here. I'll show you this. So it's this one. It's the painted textures, but I think it looks like cracked ice, and that's why I used it. See, it kind of just looks like cracked ice, I think. So I thought that was nice, a nice little background for our card here. So let's go ahead and do some stamping. So here we're actually going to stamp our penguin. So we're going to take our penguin stamp. And if you guys ever have these to where they don't look straight, just lay them flat and then adhere them. That way, sometimes when you lay them, they can look a little, they can get just a little distorted, basically. All right, now we're going to go ahead. Oh, and the other thing is, I need to look here and see how my punch is. So when I feed my paper through, you can see it needs to be. So I'm going to make sure I'm at the very top. Just get this little inked up again. I'm going to make sure I'm at the very top here, so that when I get a good stamped image, I'm going to get that. And there you go. So now we can take it, and while it's on this bigger piece of paper, let me go ahead and I'm going to stamp his, let me go ahead and put his beak on there. And we're going to do a cute bow tie. So let's take the bow tie, and we're going to put that on in some Tahitian tie to tie in that background color there. So we will just pop that on. Well, I hope you guys, we got some pretty amazing snow here earlier, and hopefully you guys did not run into too much of that where you were. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to need some feet here. So I'm going to need to make sure when I stamp these, I stamp them in upside down. And I'm probably going to have to do these like a couple of them because of the way, because I pulled out the punch that's, oh, And look at that. So here's a perfect example, you guys. I didn't put it on the right way. So that's okay. So let's go ahead and we're gonna put out our little guy here. I'm gonna stamp or punch this guy out first. There we go. And then we'll take this piece here and we'll go ahead and stamp out his feet again. And let me see if I can get this right this time. So I'm actually going to put in the paper and I'm going to want them up like this. There we go. Yep. All right. So now when I put it in, you guys can see I'm going to go ahead and I stamped 2, but I'm actually only going to get 1 on this one. And then I will move it over here and I will get the other one. Now, just so you know, you actually get 2 different sets of feet. You get one that's 2 and then another one that's just one set of feet. So let's get this, make sure we get the 2 that we need and clean up the scraps. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere our 2 feet onto our penguin, and I'm going to go ahead and just use these glue dots. This also gives our little penguin a little bit more dimension there. But again, you could have just stamped directly on the bottom if you're like, you know, that's more work than maybe you wanted to do. You could have easily just used the stamp directly on the penguin. All right, and there he is. By the way, just another little tip. I take a little piece of paper here and you can just put that right on your set of glue dots and it keeps it together. Kind of a nice little trick there. Okay, now, one of the things we're gonna do with our ribbon, and this again is optional, but whenever you have white ribbon, or in this case, it's kind of like a little bit of a translucent clear, you guys can make this any color you would like using your Stampin' blends. So that's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna take our, we'll use our darker one. I can't remember which one I put in there, but we're gonna take our darker Stampin' blends and I'm just gonna run it over my ribbon here. And actually, because it's alcohol, it's going to dry very quickly. Now, one thing you could do as well is you could take your ribbon and just run it through your ink pad and then just let it sit off to the side to dry. So if you're new to stamping or new to just, you know, card making or scrapbooking, whatever it might be, and you're like, you know, I can't afford to buy all the colors of ribbon, if you have ink, or blends, I would just get a white ribbon or a clear ribbon, and then you can easily do this to any of them. So it's just a nice little trick there. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to go ahead and adhere this directly to the piece of white that we have. And one of the things you can do here too is just put a little bit of adhesive in certain spots, and then like in the corners. And then what you can do is take a sponge, or I'm just going to run my finger over it here, and then I can take this and adhere it right to my cardstock. I get that beautiful, you can't even tell. And this vellum is super thick, like really, really thick. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm just going to put it right here at the bottom and adhere it across. So what I'm going to do here is actually put some liquid glue, and then I'm just going to make sure it is super taut right down here and get a nice good seal on that as well. The other thing you could do is take some of the, oh, that just didn't do it, did it? Okay, so you know what, let's do this. Let's just run that right down there. And we're just gonna take this and connect it there, and take this side and connect it there, and there you have it. So that worked a little bit better. Don't really have, I didn't really take the time to really stick that on there too well. All right, now we have one more thing to stamp, and that's our greeting. So again, we're gonna go back to our lots of thanks. And I'm gonna go ahead and ink that up and put it right in the center. There we go. All right, so now we're going to take this, we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. I thought that would look a little bit better. So we're just going to put some dimensionals in the corner here. And one in the middle. There we go. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece right here, and we're going to go ahead and adhere this down on our card. These note cards are great. And guys, they're the perfect size because you can send them through the mail. So they're allowed through the post office, so that's good. You know, there's a certain size, and like we have sell 3x3 cards, but those are 3x4 cards. Those are great for gift boxes, but you can't send those through the post office. So you always have to remember that if you're looking to actually put something through the mail. Just make sure it's something that can actually go through the mail. All right, now we're just going to line this up right in the center of our card here. And now we're going to take our other lots of thanks, we're going to put that in the corner, and we're going to use some mini glue dots and pop that up as well. Oops, I think I have another set. I do, that are already started. There we go. And we'll put a few of these on. Go. And there we go. Sorry, kind of getting off camera there a little bit. Anyhow, you guys need to put in the comments maybe what you did for Christmas break. If you had an opportunity to spend it with family or friends. You know, I love this time of year because I really do like to be able to kind of get ahead of the game if possible. There we go. All right. One of the things I needed or was going to do too, one of the things that you guys can do as well, I did it to this one and not to these, but see around the edges there, how it's like bluish? You can just take a sponge dauber or take this edge, and you can actually just kind of toss it in, like not toss it, but just kind of rub it in the ink, and you can see how you can get, here, I'll do it to this one. I should have done it and I failed to, but you guys can see, you can just kind of run it, and then what you get is this nice like shadow effect around your nice, oh, somebody must have scored, around your nice card there, and then that way you get a little bit more color. So I just thought I'd show you both ways, one with it, one without, and there you go. There's card number 2. All right, moving along. So we are going to go and do this little card next. And I love these colors. This uses fresh freesia. Again, you also received this piece here, which is like a fuzzy vellum. It's absolutely beautiful. It comes in that vellum pack. And I think I failed to mention, you also got a quarter pack of this in your kit. This one, you also got this piece. This was from a set that was like a year ago, but it fits so beautifully here. I thought it's perfect. We'll use it. So here we go. So we have our note cards and our pieces there. Let's go ahead and stamp first. And this one, again, we're going to stamp. We're going to check out which way. So when we put it in, we want to stamp closest to the top there. Got a little bit of glue on my fingers there. All right, so we're going to stamp closest to the top, and we're going to stamp. Oh, you know what? Actually, I take that back. Well, yeah, let's do it this way. Okay, let's do something different. So we're gonna gotta find the little eyeballs that we had. Here we go. And we're gonna start with that, because if you guys remember, that is the first thing that goes kind of at the top. There we go. And then we're gonna go ahead and put our beak on again. And let's get our feet cleaned here. Our little, and, oh yeah, here we go. And again, I'm just popping over here into the Mango Melody. And we're gonna go ahead and put that right at the top. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and punch this out. Okay, those were the only pieces that we, oops, better go in the right place there. So now you can see if we go right here, and there we go. Can you guys hear all the hullabaloo, right? The games. New Year's Eve, right? That's what we have, New Year's Eve. Okay, so here we go. So now we're going to take this, and we are going to, again, grab our feet here, and we're going to put those down. And let's go ahead and stamp those. And again, because of the way they are in the stamp, we're going to want to have them go up. Okay, so we're going to do one there and one there. And now if we go right here, we'll do this one again first. We're going to pop one right. Oops, let's make sure we get them straight. Now, if you guys were doing these, I would probably do and stamp a whole bunch of feet at once if you wanted to. But either way. All right, so there we go. Okay, so we have our 2 feet and this. And then let's go ahead and stamp our greeting. And again, we're going to do lots of thanks. And we're going to do that in the purple or in fresh freesia. And this one, we're going to go ahead. And again, I'm going to put this back down and do it like that. And then there we go. And we're going to put it right about here. There we go. Now, I'm not going to trim this off until I actually line it up with the rest of the card. Oh, and then we need our hat. So let's go ahead and take our hat here, and we're gonna go ahead and put this here and stamp that down, and there we have it. So we have our nice hat. Now we are done. So we have our body here. We have this right here. We're gonna need this black piece, and then we have this here where we're gonna actually just we're just gonna go ahead and punch out the body of our penguin here. And now we just have to assemble. And cut, oh, and let's cut our hat up here. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll go around here. Right along the side. So I don't know if any of you, this penguin set went on after I'd already kind of made it the card club. It's kind of it's on the last chance or, products as far as retiring, but it is a deal. The punch is $7. I think it's $7.20. I think 18. So it is a steal. And then the stamp set I think is 18. So it is well worth it if you are a fan of penguins and all of that. I would highly recommend that you consider getting it, especially now. So I would love if you would like to shop at shop4seasonscrafts.com. That'll take you to my online store. And again, we're going to leave that little tip there, and then we're going to put his hat, her hat maybe, I don't know, on the bottom there. Oops. There we go. Oops. Get that on there. All right, here we go. There we go. Okay. And then we'll I'm going to get my little silicone mat out here. This might help. This is great, you guys. You run it under water and this stuff just will peel right off. So, all right. Now I'm going to use the glue dots for his feet. I think that might be a little better. Sometimes I get a little messy. All right. So there we go. Put one here and take the other little foot. I think this is one of those sets where it comes with so many pieces. Let me just show you guys. We didn't even use the tree or the bag or the reindeers. And then you have all these little circles and hearts. So just so many different pieces. And then all these other sayings. So lots of different options, lots of different choices for you to use with this particular stamp set. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble our card. Now this card you can see opens this way. So we're gonna go ahead and glue these things on. Now what I did for this particular one is I kind of put some glue in the corners and then a little bit along, just when I did the first one, a little bit along the edges so it couldn't be seen. But what I found is it's not real visible on this particular paper. It just does not come through. So it's quite nice in that you don't see any of that glue marking. All right, so, and this might look familiar to you guys, right? The little back of the purple, I just thought this fresh freesia went so nicely with it. All right, this particular card just has 1/8 of a border around it, so a little bit of a smaller border. I'm gonna put that around there. Then we're gonna just adhere this black piece up on dimensionals. Now, I did not put anything else. Looking for the larger dimensionals. The 7. Did you guys ever find that? They're like right in front of you and then all of a sudden they're gone. Okay. Probably have them here somewhere on the other side. That's hilarious. Okay, that's all right. They're here somewhere. You guys can tell me if you see them. Okay, so here we go. I am going to put these off on the 4 corners. And we're just gonna take them off. There we go. And we're just gonna kind of place this right in the center there. Now the next one we're gonna do is we wanna put this here, okay? So I'm actually going to I'm gonna cut the edge of this. And again, I'm just gonna take my scissors, cut it at a diagonal, and then kind of line it up. And it looks like I can get rid of just a tad bit more on this end. And it's going to fit just like that. And again, what I'm going to want to do is maybe put the penguin right there just to make sure I'm getting a good coverage. Okay, so that looks good. So we're just going to go ahead and adhere some adhesive right there. Put this right up to that edge. And there we go. And then for our penguin, we're going to kind of put glue on just half of it here, okay? Bottom, but leave this part because some of that might actually hang over the edge. And what we want to do is we want to get it so its hat covers the corner of the black cardstock like that. There we go. Can you guys see that? Oops. There we go. All right. So now what we're going to do is we just have to add a nice bow with our ribbon there. So let's take our, I'm going to close this, and we're going to take some of our ribbon and we're just going to leave it on the spool. And all we're just going to take a loop here and then just create a nice small bow. And we'll start it, and then you can see we'll just keep pulling it through, and then that will give us a nice end here. There we go. And get this part through, line it up, give it a little bit more of a tug, and you will get a beautiful bow. And again, if you keep your ribbon on the spool while you're doing this, you can see now I can cut right here. And when I cut over on this side, I'm only wasting like this small piece instead of like big, huge pieces. So, all right, now we're just going to add a couple, I'm going to add a couple glue dots to this and put it right there next to and there you have it. Isn't that beautiful? Now, one of the things you guys could do here is you could take some embossing powder and put some snowflakes on here. You could do someone's name in chalk. If you wanted to say lots of things, you could say like Sarah or Sue or whatever the name is, and you could actually write that using the chalk marker, and I think that would be super cute. Or you can just leave it blank. I just thought it looked nice. I don't know. I thought even though it was nothing there, but I thought if you wanted to write a little message, I thought that would be perfect too. All right, so there we go. That's our third card. We have one more. We're going to clean up a little bit of our scraps here. And the next card is a lot of stamping. So we have some stamping and some gems that we're doing on this card. I thought it would, I always think it's great to have something that's just a design with some simple stamping. So that is what we have going on. So we're going to move some of this out of the way. We're going to use some real red ink. We are going to use Coastal Cabana. Some Bermuda Bay. This is Bermuda Bay. And we will also be using some Pacific Point and Orchard Oasis. Okay, so those are kind of our colors. So we won't put Orchard Oasis out there quite yet. All right, so here we go. So we're going to take our piece of white cardstock, and the first thing we need is our nice hill that we are going to put here in the center. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And this will go just right here. There we go. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and stamp our, this one's a happy birthday. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp our happy birthday greeting at the bottom because we can see right where that is. So we're done with our lots of thanks. So we'll kind of get this out of the way and get that cleaned up. And let's get these out of the way. And then let's go ahead and we'll put on our happy birthday. Let me find that. Oh, there it is. Hello. All right. Oops. So we're going to put it right down here. And we're going to go ahead and put this in some just basic black ink here. And we'll put it right, make sure this is lined up here. There we go. So if you do happen to get those, oops. All right, that's a little smudgy, but I think I did a little shake in there. All right. So if you guys ever do that, probably what I would do is cover it up with like maybe something like that. I could put right there, happy birthday, right over it. Here, we'll try it. How about that? Let's just try. This one might look a little different, okay, guys? Let's try it. Get my head out of the way there. What do you think? I don't know. We'll just deal with the bad happy birthday. All right, so we have our happy birthday. Now we're going to go ahead and put our, we have a little present here, and we're going to go ahead and stamp that, and that is going to be in Orchid Oasis. This is one of the new ink colors for this year, this soon to be over, right? So we're going to go ahead and just stamp that. There we go. And then I do have a small scrap because I'm going to, oh no, I'm going to do, no, because we're just stamping. Hello. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to now stamp our penguins. We're doing 3 different penguins. So our first one, which we have not used yet, is this one here. Can you guys see that? So let's go ahead. We're going to do him in Pacific Points. We're just going to, and we're going to put it right here like he's looking like he's sliding on the hill. There we go. Super cute. And let's clean this up. And then we're going to go ahead and get our other penguin here. And we're going to put him in Coastal Cabana. Yep, Coastal Cabana. He's next. So we're just gonna pop him down. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. All right. I'm getting some ink all over, guys. That's all right. We'll get it figured out. All right. See, that's kind of a bummer, isn't it? All right, now we're gonna go ahead and wipe that up, and then we're going to go ahead and use Bermuda Bay for our last little guy here. And let's put him right here. There we go. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll come up with some way to fix that, right? So now we're going to take our penguin feet, and we're going to just go ahead and stamp those on at the bottom here. And we can do these 2 guys. And then on the last guy, we have the 1 foot. And we're going to go ahead and change up. And we're just going to put 1 foot at the bottom here behind him. Go. And then if we do a second one, we can kind of go a little bit off the angle so it looks like he's got two back there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and give him some of the little beaks, right? Now, I think I shared with you guys, there are two. So this one that we've been using, we're going to put on these two guys here. Nice little happy beaks, right? And then we have another little beak. And this one, it has, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp on our paper here. But see how it looks? So I'm stamping it ahead so I know which way it goes. So now I put him pretty close. So we're going to have him go up that way. So there you go. And this is what we have so far, minus our nice little ink spot there, which we are going to find a way to fix. And you know what I think we can do, guys? I have it. Never fear. We will put, so if you look at our original card here, we have a balloon coming out of his hand. So I think we're going to have a balloon come out of his hand and we're going to put a little present that is this dark color. And that's going to be perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get our red balloon, and we will get this inked up and stamped. And you guys will notice that it wasn't fully on the card, so we want it to kind of go a little bit off, and we're going to just move it a little bit this way because we want it to look like a balloon, right? So there we go. And now we're going to take our present again, and let's put that, and we'll do it in the purple, okay? And we're just going to go ahead and put it right here like he's carrying it. And voila, we fixed our little boo-boo there. Okay, now for your string here, you can just take a pen and literally draw that right down. If you have like a black marker or ink pen, whatever you want to choose. And then the last thing we need to do is we are going to put his hat colors on, and we're going to go ahead and ink this one up in red and put it right along here. And then clean it up, and let's put a purple one right here. And there we have it. Now we're going to take our note card and our piece of cardstock there, and we're just going to put this right down and add some gems. So again, you guys could take any stamps you want. You know, one of the great things truly about like a card club is you get inspiration. It just gives you a lot of great ideas that you can then turn around and add or change based on what you would like to make, or just different ways you can even use your stamp set. So always fun, whether it's the colors or whatever. So there we go. We're going to add some gems and we are done. So we're going to bring in our take your pick tool, and I am hopefully going to find what I did with that pack of gems that I had up here. Okay. Well, now that's a bummer, but that's okay. We'll forego. They were rhinestones. They're the clear rhinestones, and you can see where I put them on this card here. I just added 3 randomly, and they came in your kit, and you will just want to add those to your card. So I'm not sure where those went. So let me go ahead and lay out the cards we created, and I hope you guys found this to be fun. And if you're not part of Card Club and you want to be part, would love to have you. It's super fun, and it's just a great little thing you can get in the mail each month for some ideas and inspiration. So I'm hoping to make add a few things next year, but we're just gonna get through this first and then see how it goes. But there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's, and I'm sure we'll be talking with you soon. I'm going to have a video out with the new catalog, and there are some great new incentives. We have celebration coming up, and we'll talk more about that. There's only going to be one celebration season or period this next year in 2023, and it's going to be January and February. So some beautiful products, and we will talk more about that in a few days. So take care. Bye, guys.